Welcome to Take Action and Get Profits with Michele Scism, where entrepreneurs come together to discuss business growth strategies, marketing ideas, techniques, and tips. Brought to you by the Tough Talk Radio Network. Now here's your host, Michele Scism.
Hello, everybody. Man, do I have a lot of stuff I could talk about today. It has been a crazy, crazy week since last week, being in Vegas all week, and just tons of stuff to talk about. So we're going to just jump right on in. By the way, I hope you're having a fantastic Monday, the start of our week. You know, I always say it, right, that Monday is an opportunity. It is truly an opportunity for you to lay out a great week and just, you know, what do you have out there coming? It's exciting. A couple of things before I jump in. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking 90 miles an hour because I have so much I want to share with you, but a couple of things. Don't forget that we would love to hear from you, and you can call in and talk to one of the guests on the show or ask me a question or just give us your opinion at 347-989-1363. 347-989-1363. And be sure you stay very connected with us. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Decisive Minds and also facebook.com/Tough Talk Radio. You know, we're always wanting to know who you're looking for as, you know, as guests on the show. If you have specific topics you're wanting to talk about or have questions about, that's the way we find out what it is that you're looking for. And this show is for you, right? It's about building your business, creating the legacy, making the difference in this world that you want to make. And then one last quick thing, don't forget that if you missed any of the shows or if you just want to listen again, we are on iTunes, and you can find us at Take Action, Get Profits on iTunes.com. Take Action, Get Profits on iTunes.com. So be sure that you get connected there and start following the show, and then you will be notified every week when the newest show comes out and won't miss a thing. So I spent this last week in Vegas at an event. One of my clients did her 3-day event. This was her second year to do it. And she actually works with people who sell on eBay and Amazon. So this was, I always find this event to be so exciting because, you know, it's a little bit of a different world for me. Most of my clients are usually selling services. And so it's really cool to be with these guys who are selling products normally on eBay, Amazon, on some of their own personal stores, and about 20 other websites just like eBay and Amazon that are out there that sometimes I've never even heard of. And I learn so much from being with them. And this particular event was a lot about how they, you know, how do they niche and decide what it is that they're going to sell, and how do they create their store and brand it so that it becomes unique to them, especially in a world, you know, on eBay that's a little bit easier to do, but on Amazon you're an invisible seller, right, as a reseller on Amazon. So it was a very interesting and intriguing event, and I just really enjoyed it. I loved being in Vegas. I do love Vegas, and I'll be back there at the end of June, so I'm excited about that. But I got home late Saturday, and Sunday, yesterday, was the Billboard Awards at the MGM in Vegas. So I actually came home a day too early. If I had really known that was going on, I would have figured out how to get myself a ticket to be there. Because, you know, if you've heard me speak, a lot of times I talk about how we can relate the lessons that we could learn from the music industry into business. It is huge, and last night's show was no exception. I just love looking at all of the marketing opportunities that are happening out in the music industry, and those guys really get it. They get it that there's high competition in that arena, and there are things that they can do that really take them above and beyond and make them stand out. And so it was really interesting to see who was partnering up, who was doing duos. You know, we had Megan Trainor, who I adore, and John Legends did a beautiful song last night together. And the music was awesome, and the song was fantastic. But beyond that, they took two people who don't, Megan Trainor's more pop, John Legend's more soul, and so they combined them into a duo on this song, which means that now Meghan Trainor is going to get exposure to a soul-based community. John Legend's going to get more exposure to a pop-based community. They took their two communities and just combined them, right? That's, in my world, in the coaching world, in the info product world, that would be a joint venture, right? And so how are you looking to, who can you partner with? What are you looking for out there that would take you to a different person's audience? And it may be that you're coming, our guests today who are coming on the show, they're coming in to be in front of my audience. It's a form of a joint venture. Maybe you own a furniture store and, you offer financing and you hook up with a finance company. It's a form of a joint venture, right? Every industry can find a way to do that. So that was one of the things that I loved. I also loved the way that they just every year take it up another notch, and they really get the whole social aspect of business these days. Guys, like it or not, Facebook changed the way people interact with each other, and it changed the way that people do business and expect to buy from business. People want the social aspect. So if we look at what was going on in the Billboard Awards last night, on Twitter you could vote for who was the winners in the categories, a couple of different categories. When they would announce the winner, it was not on the, in the past it's always been on a card that's sealed and it's official, and they open up the card and the announcer would say who won. Well, last night it was on a Samsung cell phone, and they would open it up and turn it around, and the winner name would be printed. You could see it right there on the cell phone. Just very interesting, that whole conversation of bringing in the social aspect of it, and the sheer volume and numbers of people that were connected. And, I was out there doing my, tweeting and talking about it on Facebook and using the hashtag. And, one of the things when you've built a community and people are watching you and, people walk up to me all the time. It happened to me so many times at that event where people will walk up to me and go, "Oh, my God, you're Michele Scism." And so, they watch us as we are doing our radio shows or being on stage or writing our books or doing these things, and they kind of put us on a pedestal. And so we also need them to know that we're real people, okay? Sometimes whenever you're tweeting or talking about your favorite song, or that Little Big Town is playing on the Billboard Music Awards at this point, those are the things that make people go, "Oh, wow, she's still a real human being." So the social aspect of it was extremely, extremely important. And then I loved that it was just, all flash, a lot of flash, right? And it's that dream, those people that desire to do something bigger, just so very exciting. So it was a great show. I just enjoyed it. I wish I had stayed in Vegas to be able to see some of those superstars that I admire. And again, the event, Danny Ackerman, it's her More Fun, Bigger Profits event in Vegas that she does every year. If you've ever thought about adding a revenue stream, reselling, or selling your products, listen, she sells services through eBay as well. It's very interesting what Danny does over there. So be sure that you check it out. I know she's going to do it again next year. She's moving it up to March, but I'll let you know when we get a little closer on what that's going to be. But all righty, so I got to cover everything I wanted to cover, and I cannot even believe I did that in less than 10 minutes. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will speak with our first guest of the show. See you on the other side.
Join Judy Hoberman on her radio show, Selling in a Skirt, Mondays at noon Central, for exciting discussions about challenges for women in today's society. The talk is about women in business, work and life balance, leadership, and current events related to gender communication. Be prepared to be inspired, motivated, and challenged. Selling in a Skirt with Judy Hoberman on the Tough Talk Radio Network is your connection to women nationally, internationally, and globally. So get comfy and see what the buzz is all about. Listen live on Mondays at noon by going to sellinginasskirtwithjudyhoberman.com. Lauren Jono is an elite, international certified, high-performance coach, author, and speaker with over 15 years' experience helping clients transform so that they are living bolder, happier, and more successful lives. Through a combination of her world-class coaching program and exclusive assessments, her mission is to get to the crux of your issues quickly and accurately, and then guide you to achieve sustained and higher levels of clarity, joy, energy, connection, influence, and overall performance in every area of your life. To learn more or to contact Lauren, go to laurenjono.com.
Entrepreneurs, it's time to get real. Stop working so hard and learn to do the things that matter. If your business is not successful and you know your stuff and are getting results for your clients, it's not your fault. The good news is you can change it and your bottom line. All it takes is having the right strategy and being able to follow a consistent plan for your business success. Learn how at Michele Scism's 3-day event in Houston in September. Go to takeactiongetprofits.com to learn more.
Wonderful. And we are back with our first guest of the show. Brittany, are you there?
I'm here.
This is Brittany Walters-Bearden. And Brittany, what I like to do is I want to just do a little bit of your official bio, but then I really want to hear the story about Brittany, right? And it always comes better from you. So let me tell everybody just a little bit about you. Brittany is the co-founder of At Large PR. She specializes in personal branding PR for entrepreneurs and nonfiction authors. She's also a contributor to Entrepreneur Magazine, and she has a public relations business, which was a natural transition from being a copywriter. And she works closely with a sales trainer to ensure that her clients have a sellable message and have the proper infrastructure and skills on the back end to make the most of their PR. So welcome to the call.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yay. And I hear that you're in Vegas. Is that true?
I am. We just missed each other, I guess.
I know. I'll be back in Vegas at the end of June. Maybe we can connect whenever I'm there then.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I also liked what you were saying about people being connected on social media. I just published yesterday an article on business to community about, I don't know if you saw the movie Chef with Jon Favreau, about 6 times the movie Chef taught us about new media. I really suggest that movie to any business owners who are either trying to understand why it's important or how it works. It's a very entertaining movie, and you don't realize that it's teaching you so many things, but there's so many lessons that are in it.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Mm-hmm. So tell us about, you come from this whole world of PR, and how did that get started, and then also At Large PR, where'd that come from, and when did you start that? All that good stuff.
I was a copywriter, and I worked for publicists, and writing 70 press releases a week got to be a bit much. So I was looking for a transition, not that I don't still work hard, just that I can go a little deeper with a few clients instead of having to learn about so many different clients every week.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a natural transition because I was already doing the first step of the process, or one of the steps, in working on messaging and working on press releases and things like that. So then the next step, which is doing the actual pitching part of it. And so At Large PR, what year is this? It's about 4 years old.
Wow. Very good. Very good. So, and I want to be sure that I get your website out there for people. It is atlargepr.com. And,
that's correct.
So when you were working for the publicist, or actually in what you're doing today, are you working for a specific type of entrepreneur, or what's
usually
your area?
An entrepreneur who they are their brand.
Okay.
The ones who want to promote themselves as a personality and an expert. So a lot of business to business.
Right. Lots of speakers, authors, those kind of people.